My name is Lydia Lindbergh, and I'm a senior English major here, and my essay is the title of this review. I believe in the little things as the greatest source of inspiration. I've often found myself in thought of those insignificant things. At times, I focus on the obscure rather than the evident. I enjoy knowing how I look at something is completely unique to how anyone else is going to see it. I remember one time sitting on the dock of Lake Michigan, my legs hanging over the side with my notebook. It was my senior year of high school in early October, but still late enough in the year that the beach was still relatively vacant, leaving me alone with my thoughts. I looked out over the seemingly endless expanse of lake, where all the details were rooted in fact. You couldn't see the other shore, and there was a slight breeze. The waves were shallow, but swelled up inconsistently in the dark gray water. The sky was full of clouds and was darkening. The sun was somewhere behind me. Yet no one will ever see exactly what I saw that day. As the waves rose up and carried the bottom of the lake with it, I recall thinking how each rocking motion brought the sand and mud to the surface, like dirty secrets being revealed for only a moment. I associated the setting sun behind me with all the memories of sitting on my parents' front porches during summer dusks. The breeze blew past me and smelled sweet, conjuring up more memories of my mother's perfume. The breeze blew. It was a relatively common scene, but I knew even in that moment my experience in it was distinct from anyone else's, just as someone else would have his or her own individual experience. And so I began to write it down. I wrote down what I saw, what I felt, my hand whizzing across the page. By the time I stopped and looked back over what I had written, I came to realize that I didn't remember writing half of it. It felt as though I was reading through someone else's work for the first time. While I didn't write it in the classroom before a grade, it's still the most proud I've ever been of something I've written. Many of the musics I entertain fade into the far recesses of my memory, the unfortunate outcome of my not carrying with me at all times in pen and paper. But that day, I wrote. The sheer uniqueness of everything that I experience inspires me, as it did that day, to share my thoughts and observations with others. What I have to share might not be a grand revelation or the great epiphany of our time, but it is something, and that is enough. The thought that one's life is ordinary or irrelevant cannot be used as an excuse to avoid making a meaningful transition from thought to paper. For that's where the inspiration of writing should lie. Not that others related it or understood, but that you wrote. Thank you.
My essay is called Ungrounded Optimism. I've struggled at times in my life to focus on the better half, the things and people that tip the scales in favorable direction. But then circumstance provided a forceful nudge some years back. I was in a very bad car accident, the kind that people don't normally survive. Yet, here I am. A great deal of surgery and rehab later, I still have problems. Some correctable, others decidedly less so. But that's okay. Life can be hard, but at least in my case it goes on. And that nudge, well, it afforded a certain kind of heart-on perspective. I saw that as much as misery and misfortune are unavoidable parts of being, they need not wholly define the experience. They're an integral part, to be sure, but no more so than the comfort, value, and good in one's life. I tell people that I'm a grounded optimist now, that I plan for the worst and hope for the best, and that I'm rarely disappointed and often pleasantly surprised as a matter of course. A big part of getting to that point for me was the realization that it's rarely about what you aren't or don't have, but rather who and what you are and ultimately aspire to become. It can still be a difficult line to hold at times, since even the rosiest of reframing only changes one's outlook towards otherwise static facts. But I've nonetheless found a cheerful foundation to be far easier to build upon, even in the face of life's wickedest curveballs. At the risk of seeming somewhat trite, losing what I once took for granted has been as instructive a lesson as any. That's not to say that I feel some great loss or tragedy is required to fully appreciate the value of striving towards something greater. But for me, at least, it's certainly driven home the point that nothing truly worthwhile in life is ever easy. It has shown me that it's not really our failures or hard luck that define us, but how we rally against and, one hopes, eventually surmount what it does. Having seen so many labor tireless that saved my life and then helping to rebuild it has been a sobering and transformative experience. To have been sustained by such a phenomenal outpouring of support from family and friends throughout, only to see them give that much more unflinchingly, has shown me something immeasurably important about faith. One finds it in strange places, and it rarely comes in forms expected. For me, I found a belief in myself and others, in the resiliency human spirit and the undeniable power of perseverance, and in the boundless and awe-inspiring depths of human compassion and love. These things I believe.
My name is Terry Reed. I am an alumna from Northern Illinois University, twice over a bachelor's degree long ago, master's degree not quite as long ago. And I also now work on campus in telecommunications, so you either thank me or blame me for keeping your phone working. That's a little of my background. The basis of my this, I believe, essay is from an incident that happened 30 years ago when my son was a very little boy, and it's called Hang Off. I was walking with my son, a toddler, from the crazy, busy Walmart parking lot toward the store. And it was a fine day, so I held on to his hand firmly. Walmart's parking lot is no place to take chances with the very young or the very short. He looked up and said to me, "Hang off." It took a moment, but I finally figured out what he wanted to tell me. Let go. Another day, he pointed to the refrigerator and asked for doggy tail. Okay, so what's that? We opened the refrigerator and he pointed at the ginger ale. My husband and I looked at each other, shaking our confused parent heads, trying to figure out how ginger ale became doggy tail. My son had a gift for taking words and making new and innovative connections through them. Of course, Mom and Dad were a bit slow to catch on, but we learned that hang off was the opposite of hang on. And if you think about it, it makes perfect sense to call the tasty soft drink doggy tail when Grandpa's dog is named Ginger. Ginger equal doggy, therefore ginger ale equal doggy tail. Okay. He kept this up until he got caught up in the shared language of school children. What these language lessons taught me that many years ago, and I hold true even today, is this: many things we see and hear may not make sense to us, at least not immediately, but we should not dismiss them out of hand. Always give ideas and the people who present them another look, another listen. I do miss the days that my son would take words and put them to use in utterly and momentarily baffling ways. But I'm a better person because he taught me this life lesson. This I believe.
I lost a lot of sleep in the nights that followed those attacks, and moreover, I lost a lot of faith in the world. Never once did I lose faith in his words, however. It is often said that actions speak louder than words, but I assert that without words, actions have no value. Anyone can fly a plane into a building. The actions that day, while undeniably tragic, were not the important factor. The goal was to never end those lives, but rather it was to spread a message, the words that led to that action. Words bear the responsibility of starting wars, genocides, and famines. They can spread hate, distrust, and slander. However, words also have the power to start both families and friendships. They have the ability to save lives and raise hopes. They can help us mourn as well as express our joy. When I hear the words of the President quoted, they rattle my spirits. They express a power that can never be fully realized. And that power comes from the fact that no actions can ever do justice to his words, which speak loud and clear to the hearts of millions. Likewise, no action will ever be able to create peace in this world. No invasion can create stability, and no missile can ever start a trusting bond. But words can. This is the true power of words, and why I believe they are so useful. Words can do whatever we want them to do. It's just up to us to use them properly. Thank you.
Sometimes life is taken for granted. We don't realize what we are capable of until we see it leave our presence. You can easily walk outside and be caught in the crossfire of many issues formed as bullets from an unknown accident in a black car. Many people have no idea what they want to look forward to. To those that do like me, there are always obstacles in our way. It feels like there is no hope when there is a roadblock in the way. Growing up in Rockford, Illinois, we barely had start with it. As a kid, I lived on the south side around the corner from a liquor store. I'll always remember my home. I see tenants and wonder why there were so many around me. My mom pressured me to do well in school or I'll be subjected to a whooping. As an adolescent, I didn't see school as anything but crayons and meaningless sentences. The years moved on and the concept of education became broader. I started to have an enamour for math because I found a niche for numbers. As elementary school ended for me, middle school made me feel more confident about myself. It also provided me with social skills. Moving on to high school, where things got more serious, there were more things I was taught and also things that come up from previous knowledge. At the top of my peak, I felt exhausted. I started to dislike school more and more due to the fact that I see nothing in it for me. This was part of the reason why I didn't give an effort on the ACT. Especially since I didn't like the school I went to, I wasn't really enthusiastic about graduating. I was focused on making some summer money and starting a rap career for myself. I landed my first job ever when I was 18 and had a steady pay rate. I didn't want to think about college, but back in high school, my counselor informed me about NIU's Chance program. I found some interest and decided to apply. I received news that I got accepted and I was very shocked. I started to think about the pros and cons instantly. Money was first. I felt ignorant for buying all of those luxury things, spending almost all of the approximately $2,200 that I made. That could have gone towards loans since I wasn't good enough for a scholarship. About a month passes and I'm here. Poor black college kid with no chance at all. I wasn't ready for this, but now that I'm in this tough situation, I have to make something out of it. I had to rely on the countless sources that I have here because I'm already a step ahead of everyone that is dying to be in my position. Failing is not acceptable. I believe in opportunity with a purpose. Success is within arm's reach, and I want it. Thank you.
I believe that humans, like dogs, are inherently good. I like people. I get emotionally charged by meeting and chatting with people. And if you know me, you know that immediately when you meet me. I think that most people want to connect with others, and that the Kevin Bacon rule that we're all connected to each other within 6 degrees is totally shrinking. Additionally, we often share more commonalities than differences, and we should embrace and celebrate both. I believe that friends are my family, and my family members are my friends. My dog Julius is also my friend. That's right, my dog Julius. An 85-pound black and tan Doberman is the most loving and gentle giant that you will ever encounter. My wonderful, intelligent, and kind-hearted husband, Ian Cronin, and I adopted him 2 years ago. Ian is my friend as well, one of my best friends actually. I believe that you don't have to have children to be a complete woman. I can contribute to society in different ways, and luckily fell in love with someone who thinks similarly. Don't get me wrong, kids are good, but not everyone should have them. This I believe. I believe in feminism and equal rights for all genders. I believe in speaking up for yourself and speaking up for others. I also believe in protecting our amazing and complicated planet. Being green, making smart ecological decisions, and paying attention to our carbon footprint just makes good sense. I also believe in supporting the local farmer, growing plants, and driving our Toyota Prius. I believe in higher education. While I can admit that college is not for everyone, I believe everyone should have access to higher education. I believe in NIU, in our amazing students, in my wonderful colleagues, and in our community. This I believe.
So this concludes our evening. I just want to thank our speakers so much for opening up to us and for giving your disciple essays and reading them to us. So thank you again for coming, and we have door prizes over there. We have cups and staplers and flashlights. The Student Association would love to give out from us, so go ahead. And if you are here for a board report or an organization, there's sign-in sheets there, and up there as well. Thank you very much.